Welcome to Eat the Scroll Ministry's annual journey through the Advent season. This year, our theme is Resting in Advent, a reminder to tend to our spiritual and physical needs during this very busy time of year. Using the Sunday Gospel readings, our leader, evangelist, and Professor Michael Howard invites us to meditate on the scriptures and other wisdom, ushering our minds, bodies, and souls into a place of rest as we wait for Emmanuel.
Wow, here we are on the last weekend of Advent, the last week that we talk about resting in Advent. Today, Luke's Gospel gives us a fascinating insight into human behavior. You know, we often seem surprised when someone says something good or wishes us goodwill. We second guess ourselves. We don't see ourselves worthy of such kindness or receiving the many accolades we do. Although we know that God does not make junk, we tend to discredit God's description of creation in Genesis. God blessed them. We are blessed, yet we cast shade on the light when we have what we have deep down inside. You know, Luke's narrative of Mary in this gospel exhibits this behavior. When the angel Gabriel said, "Hail, full of grace, the Lord is with thee," Mary was troubled. There's no negative connotation toward her by the angel or hurtful words. This greeting should bring comfort, knowing that one is full of grace and the Lord is with you. However, the angel did try to calm her nerves by saying, "Do not be afraid, Mary, for you have found favor with God." When resting in Advent, we must further contemplate on this text today. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid, Mary, for you have found favor with God. With an experience like that, we should stop and ponder what is going on for more than just 5 minutes. Perhaps we should be still for an hour. We need to give this special moment some time. This is a Kairos moment. God's timing. God is speaking to us. God wants our attention. And the first thing God does is says, do not be afraid. As we look further into our Mary's text, the challenge is to accept God's favor and embrace his marvelous light in our souls. Look at our Old Testament leaders. Many rested before saying yes. For example, Abraham was deep asleep when God made the covenant in Genesis. And then in Genesis, Jacob dreamed. Remember the dream? When he awoke from his sleep, Jacob said, "Truly the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it, my Lord." Moses, meditating before a burning bush, took off his sandals and rested. Saul told Samuel to say, "Here I am, Lord," when sleeping and hearing the voice of the Lord. Fasting and praying before the Lord, Esther found the strength to talk to the king without fear. Esther said, "If I perish, I perish." Church, Mary had to rest. We need to rest. We need to understand that when we rest, we can be able to accept what God has for us in our world, in our lives, in our efforts to evangelize. I believe Mary saw the goodness of God in her life through the angel. Mary declared her faith for the whole world. "Behold, I am the handmaid of the Lord. May it be done to me according to your word." Yes, this Advent season, this Christmas season, come to know Emmanuel. All you who are heavy burdened, who are worried, are full of anxiety, do not be afraid, for the Lord has placed his favor on you. When you wake up in the morning, say, "Here I am, Lord. I am ready to do your will." Yes, let's do his will this year. Thank you for joining us this Advent season. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord let his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord look upon you kindly and give you peace for the year of 2024. God bless. See you next year.
Thank you for joining Eat the Scroll Ministry for Resting in Advent. We hope this time together has inspired you to listen, meditate, and reflect on the peace available to us during this season if we would only make room for stillness. May the wisdom of these teachings remain in your hearts and fill you with joy as you await the coming of Christ. Blessings to you and your loved ones, and peace. Until next time.